Howdy-ho, Arkansas Pilgrim here again. What you're seeing here is my little patch of spinach. Now, I wasn't part of the shed wars. Actually, I haven't done actually any real gardening for several years, or maybe even 5. But I kept saying, I'm gonna plant, and then it would be too late, and then I would say, I'll just plant next spring, or I'll just plant next fall. And hey, that one of these days things end up to none of these days. So anyway, I actually planted this a month later than I should have. And thank you, Jesus, we have only had one frost and I was able to protect it. But we've gotten multiple harvests out of this little small patch of spinach. Actually started, I think, with 36 plants. I had 2 18-egg cartons that I started seeds in, came and transplanted it. A bunch of them died, ended up, I think, with 27 actually transplant. And a few of those got eaten by something. I'm not exactly sure. I think there's probably only about 18 here now, if that many. But hey, this is just one of those examples of do what you can with what you have, where you are. I went ahead and said, hey, I'm going to go ahead and plant this and see what happens. And here we have still, I think this will be like the 5th or 6th harvest out of this, out of these. So, do something, man. And actually, I got something else I want to show too. Here's the area that I also planted a month late. I actually did a little video on this a while back where I showed these pumpkins actually sprouting and I think even had a bloom. But now I've actually there's actually 9 pumpkins out here. I have a 10th because I accidentally knocked it off the vine, but they're all ripening. They're actually all rather ripe already just because of the cooler weather. They haven't really turned fully orange. But hey, and I know the place is kind of a mess looking. I mean, it's not as bad as Arkansas woodcutters, but he was out on the road and I wasn't, so I don't have much of an excuse. But other than that, this area we tilled it, and it didn't get tilled all that well, so it had a lot of weeds growing up. But in the spring, this will be even better. You notice I got a bunch of cabbage over here, but I think the weather's been too cool, and we're not going to get any heads out of this. Just I think some chickens are just going to end up having some cabbage leaves to eat. But the cool thing over here, you see these big ones. These may be actually trying to head. Here also is they actually left over cabbage plants that I just stuck over in another area, and they did the best. And that's because I followed up in this area here. You see it's full of weeds, but they're different weeds than what's over there, because I went and hand tilled this up with a pick, and everything just grew a lot easier. This is all going to get tilled back in anyway, so I haven't been all that worried about it, especially since I don't think these cabbages are going to head anyway. There's amongst the weeds in there's a bunch of carrots that have grown up. I don't know if I'm going to get any carrots out of those either. I should probably, but the thing is, I got all those pumpkins. I did something. I did what I could with what I had where I was, even though I was late. And we are actually going to get a harvest of pumpkins, and we're going to be having some fresh pumpkin pie very soon. So this is mainly meant as an encouragement to you out there that think, oh geez, it's too late. Well, it probably is too late now, but do something. Like I said, do something, give it a shot. Even if you make a plant an indoor garden in a couple of containers for something small, even if it's just, it's not going to be a huge harvest, but it'll be something that you did and accomplished, and be an encouragement for you to do bigger come spring. Anyway, just sharing with you. Hope it is an encouragement to some. Hope it's a good laugh for others that see what this garden looks like. here is the final harvest of spinach. We've been getting frosts every morning for a week, and I've been covering and uncovering. So I think this is going to be the last of the harvest of what I planted in the spring. Actually, except for maybe those onions. Let's go look at those too. Well, here's my onion bed. Not anything to brag or write home about, but it's actually growing, and some of the onions are actually making a fairly decent sized green onion. They were really scrawny a while back. That's still just, green onion, but hey, it would be usable. And they're still growing even despite the frost. And in the middle of it, a while back, actually 2 years ago, I think I planted garlic here, and these popped up. There's one right there too. We'll see what those end up producing in the spring. The originals came out like onion bulbs and had almost no flavor, so don't hold up any hopes for these, but we'll see. But hey, it's something I plant, and that's why I planted this stuff this fall, just to have done something and not just say, oh yeah, I'll do it in the spring and keep putting it on. So not bad considering I wasn't expecting to get anything out of it. But I think that's going to be it for that fall planting. Even though maybe I'll go check the cabbage out too. Well, aren't any heads on this cabbage. It's been good for something though. Something's eating cabbage. But anyway, these leaves will feed the chickens that I still have left. And oh gosh, there's carrots in there somewhere. I need to actually go out and weed that. I didn't think they were doing anything, and by the time I noticed that it was all full of overgrown. And here are the best cabbage plants out of all. And they're trying to head up because this is a special kind of funky shaped cabbage head. But if anything, let's see. It's just trying, but I don't think it's gonna. But it hasn't been down below, I guess, what is it, 24 degrees, or maybe even, these may even be hardier than that. Well, I guess it's, I was gonna have this as a, well, that's it kind of video, but I guess maybe there's still something to be said for what's growing out here. Well, I guess just another reason to do what you can with what you have where you are. Well, it turns out that most of that green growth there is actually carrot tops. There are quite a few of those purple ground cover thingies that spread everywhere in there, but it's mostly carrots. There's a lot of green undergrowth too, but the carrots have popped up through that, so I may end up actually getting some carrots out of this anyway. We'll see but we'll see.